Hey guys, I just want to show you a couple great tools for practicing your tones in Mandarin. The first one is just this website, Mandarin Chinese. Looks like they also have a Android app, but for all my iOS users out there and anyone who doesn't feel like downloading an app, you can just go to the website, click on the pinyin part, and then come down here and go to Tone Trainer. This is really cool. This is for listening practice, for identifying tones. You can do single syllable or tone pairs, so 2 syllables. And I think if you're very new to Chinese, the single syllable stuff is definitely worth doing. If you've been doing this for a while, though, I think tone pairs is really where this sort of practice becomes super valuable. Not that it doesn't matter for single tones. That's super important to get those right on their own. But I think a lot of people, when they learn Chinese, they kind of get stuck on the single tone practice and speak entire sentences using single tones, not realizing that like tones work together. So tones will change depending on what tones are next to them, which sounds complicated, but really isn't. Not a huge deal. There's about like 20 combinations. So you can just do that with the tone pairs practice. Anyway, let me show you what it looks like for the single syllable.
岛
So yeah, it'll say it and then you can hear and see if you can guess which tone it is.
岛
So that's third tone.
怕
This is fourth tone.
怕包包比
That is third tone.
比分
And with some of this
Fun.
stuff, you might also see the word and know the word already, so you might be relying on your memory a bit. I would definitely encourage you to focus, if you really want to get the most out of this and work on your tones, to focus on just listening and seeing if you can identify what you're hearing, not looking at the characters, not using those visual cues, because this is really just about listening. And if you're relying on your memory to be like, oh, I know this word is first tone, so I'm going to say first tone, you're not really practicing that skill as much. Okay, moving on to the tone pairs stuff, where it gets a little bit more spicy and interesting. You can X out some of these if you're like, oh, first tone together is super easy for me, but let's just include them all.
目标
Wu biao, so that's fourth.
目标
First.
发现
Fa.
发
Xian.
发现孩子孩子没有没有
Okay,
遇到
so you can see like this is pretty good. It's pretty useful and it's just free. It's crazy and awesome to me that this is a free resource. I wish I had this when I was learning Chinese starting out. I think it took me a while to hear all the differences and start to become comfortable like actually being able to identify the different tones, let alone speaking them. And this is nice because you can pretty much rely on this like 100% to be correct, because this is the native speaker saying this. The next tool that I want to show you is a little bit more funky. You have to take it with a grain of salt. That being said, I think it's an awesome tool. This is Accent Lab. So yeah, if you click in here, you'll get to this page. I guess the guy who made this website is, doing stuff with other accents in different languages, but he has this section for Mandarin Chinese, which is what I want to show you, of course. So this is really cool. I just found this, I'm pretty sure, a few months ago on Reddit, and it's like, I think the guy created this using like AI and machine learning. So it's not entirely accurate in the same way, at least in my mind. I'm sure it's not the same AI stuff under the hood, but I relate it a little bit to ChatGPT, where there's just some amount of inconsistency built in because of the way that like AI models work. You know, like if you use ChatGPT, sometimes it'll give you a really eloquent answer to a difficult question, and then, you know, a minute later tell you that 5 plus 5 is 3. So you shouldn't expect it to be like 100% accurate, but it's an amazing tool because you can basically just speak your tones and have it give you an immediate feedback as to whether your tones are right or wrong. So we can start with this one. 口头 阻拦. Right, so we have all these different pairs. What's another one I could do? 现金 航天. This 2 to 1 is actually a place where I think my tones maybe aren't great. I think I said that all right just now because I've been practicing a little bit this morning while I've been getting ready to make this video. And I've had Chinese teachers tell me before that sometimes my second tones are a little bit low and they sound like third tones. So I can give you an example of like me mispronouncing something. 橙色. Oh, I got that right. 学期. Okay, so now I'm gonna really try and get it wrong. 无辜. All right, so this is where you start to see both the fallibility of the listener, where it can identify, okay, yeah, you said that wrong, that's not a second tone, you said it like a third tone, but also the fallibility of the program. That definitely wasn't a fourth tone. I said 无辜, that wasn't falling, so it misidentified like a first tone as a fourth tone. So you gotta take it a bit with a grain of salt. I think this tool is probably an amazing tool for like any language learner, but I think especially maybe for more intermediate to advanced learners who have developed their ear well enough to be able to know kind of when to take this with a grain of salt. This will be especially helpful for those people because they'll be able to kind of notice errors as well. Versus I think a total beginner, if you're using this, you might tend to trust the program more than you should. And I think it's awesome that this exists, but you know, hopefully someone will make a new version of this, or the person at Accent Lab will go and improve this to make sure that the tones are really, you know, 100% accurate the way that they're identified. 轮胎. So let's just do 1 or 2 more examples. 请帖. I don't even know what that word is. Is that a word? 炎热. 首要. 戏剧. 话筒. So yeah, like generally I think this works pretty well. But yeah, let me do some bad tones and see how accurate it is at detecting these. So I'm gonna try and just do the whole top row wrong. 中箭. Okay, got that. I'm gonna make this like a 2-2 maybe. 飞翔. Okay, got that. Let's say this is a lot more subtle maybe. I'm gonna try and pronounce this as like a first and then a neutral tone. 经理. I find that so similar to first and third, so I might be saying it too much alike. 经理. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if I can really fake that one, actually. Let's do a more easy to, more different sounding tones. I'll do first and fourth. 经历. All right, so I got that. Yeah, I guess that might be also, that's a bit of a limitation with this. They don't have the fifth tone or neutral tone as an option here, which should be an option for each of the second syllables. 仓促 仓促. So actually just now I forgot what I was doing. I tried saying that right, so that was another place where you could see, unless I said that wrong, you can go back and listen. I think I said that as first tone and fourth tone the first time, but I only got it correct the second. Try one more time. Another word. 装饰 装饰. Yeah, see, that seems like it's getting it wrong. 装饰. Got it right there, but I feel like I said it pretty similar all three times. 分泌. 分泌. Yeah, so it seems like some tone detection things are like less accurate on this. But again, I think if you use it in concert with something like this, right, you need to develop your ear either way to be able to hear these tones. And with a tool like this, it's not for every word, but now of course I'm not getting any. For some of these, it'll give you the audio.
文章
So it also allows you to kind of compare what you're saying a little bit against a native speaker. So that's also another place where, you know, you can help to kind of identify your own errors or, oh, kitty. Oh, Coco. Yeah, you'll be able to do some of the error correction yourself and not totally rely on this program, which you have to do if you use this because it's not totally accurate. But still, again, I think really cool. Next, these aren't really tools as much as just resources. Hacking Chinese is amazing for learning Chinese and just getting into more kind of like serious, deep linguistic stuff. Ulalinga, who writes this blog, I hope I'm saying his name right, but I don't speak Swedish. He does an awesome job with hacking Chinese. He has multiple episodes all about pronunciation, and I actually checked out the beginning of one of them earlier and already learned like some really cool resources that he's mentioning there. He also has, there's this cool tone cheat sheet that he has. I'm not sure if this is the complete version or just the like kind of free version, because I don't think this has all of the possible tone combinations. But anywho, this is, if you want to get more into this stuff, this is a great, article and website in general to go check out. And he also has a course which is going to start like literally in a few days. I think he's been doing this for 10 years. So originally I was looking at this thinking, oh, I'm not sure if this is going on, but I actually just listened to this podcast from a few days ago, and he mentioned that this is starting on May 20th, and that is for the year 2024. So yeah, so this is one other place, another great resource you could use. Okay, that's about it. I hope that this was helpful, and if it was, leave a like, subscribe, let me know what you think in the comments, and yeah, have a nice day.